Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, we're not talking about trends. We're not talking about motivation hacks or time tricks. We are talking about your life, the only one you get, and how you can spend it wisely before it's too late. Because the truth is, most people are so busy trying to survive the day that they forget. They are quietly spending their entire life. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked at the clock, realized it's already evening, and wondered, where did the day go? Now imagine that same feeling. But it's not the day that's gone. It's a decade. Here's a fact no one talks about. The average human lives about 30,000 days, not 90 years, not forever. Just 30,000 days. If you're 25 years old, you've already used up over 9,000 of those days. If you're 40, you've spent 14,600 days. And if you're 60, you're past 21,000. Now tell me, how many of those days do you actually remember? How many were truly yours? How many felt meaningful? How many made you feel alive? Most people don't even realize life is flying. Until one day they look back, and all they feel is regret. They say things like, I should have done it when I had the chance. I should have said how I felt. I should have spent more time with my parents. I should have followed my dream instead of doing what everyone expected. But by then, the time is gone. That's why I made this video, to help you realize something powerful. You don't need more time. You need to spend it better. Today, I'll show you 10 of the most powerful life strategies that will help you spend your time, your energy, your attention, and your heart in the smartest, deepest, and most beautiful way possible. Not from theory, but from reality, from hard truths, from human psychology, from experience. And yes, if you're learning English, this video will also teach you words, emotion, clarity, and real spoken language. So you're not just learning how to live wisely. You're learning how to speak powerfully. This is not just English practice. This is fluency with purpose. So let's begin. Strategy 1. Time psychology. Let me ask you something personal. Do you remember how long your school summer holidays felt when you were a child? Those 2 months felt like a whole year, right? Now think about your last 2 months as an adult. Did they feel that long? No. They probably disappeared in a blink. Why? Because time doesn't change. But how we experience time does. Here's the truth. Time is psychological. It's not about clocks or calendars. It's about how your brain processes your experiences. When life is new, exciting, unpredictable, your brain pays attention. When life is repetitive, boring, automatic, your brain goes into sleep mode. That's why your childhood felt long. You were learning every day. You were seeing things for the first time. You were fully present. But now, you wake up, check your phone, eat the same breakfast, go to work, scroll, sleep, repeat. You're no longer living, you're just replaying. And the more you live on autopilot, the faster time disappears, and you don't even notice. Imagine 2 people. Person A wakes up at 7 a.m. every day, eats the same breakfast, goes to the same job, scrolls social media on breaks, watches Netflix at night, repeats this for 5 years. Person B wakes up at 6 a.m., learns Spanish for 30 minutes, reads a new book every month, tries new cooking recipes, travels to new places once a year, builds a side business in the evenings, meets new people regularly, keeps a journal. Now both people are the same age. Both had the same 5 years, but one feels older, tired, numb. The other feels alive, curious, inspired. Why? Because the second person is stretching time through new experiences, growth, and intention. The first one is shrinking time through repetition, routine, and unconscious living. The lesson is clear. If you want to feel like your life is rich, long, and meaningful, stop repeating and start living. Your brain treats repeated days like copies, and your life becomes one big blur. But when you do something new, something bold, something different, your brain records that day. It becomes a memory. It becomes your moment. How to apply this? Do one new thing every week. Go somewhere new. Talk to someone new. Learn a new idea. Be fully present once a day. Drink your tea slowly. Watch the sunset. Listen to someone with your full attention. Track time emotionally, not just logically. Ask yourself each night, what did I do today that made me feel alive? If the answer is nothing, then you're spending your life, but not living it. You don't need more years. You need more presence inside the years you already have. Time is not money. Time is life. And life is only lived when you notice it. Strategy 2, priority management. You don't need more time. You need to stop wasting it on the wrong things. Let's begin with a hard truth. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. Most people say, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to learn English. I don't have time to read or rest or work on my goals. But if I asked you, what's the first thing you do after waking up? Many will say, check my phone. If you spend 2 hours a day scrolling, but say you don't have time to improve your life, then the issue isn't time. The issue is what you're choosing to prioritize. Here's the reality. You're not choosing between good versus bad. You're choosing between what's easy now versus what's important forever. Imagine this. Your brain wakes up in the morning like a manager. You have 100 attention points per day. That's your energy budget. Now, here's how most people spend it. 20 points. Overthinking yesterday's problems. 15 points. Scrolling through other people's lives. 10 points. Arguing with people online. 10 points. Doing things they don't even care about. 20 points. Pleasing people they don't even like. 10 points. Doubting themselves. 5 points. Regretting. 5 points. Random distractions. Only 5 points left for dreams, health, or growth. That's not a time shortage. That's a priority collapse. Let's say you have a small garden. Every day you have just one bucket of water. Now imagine this. You pour the water on the rocks. You spill some on the road. You throw some in the air just for fun. And then, at the end of the day, you look at your dying flowers and say, I don't have enough water. That's how people live. They give their time, energy, and focus to things that don't grow anything, and then complain that their dreams, health, and peace are dying. You don't need more buckets. You need to aim better. People don't realize this until it's too late. You say yes to too many things, and soon you're living a life that isn't even yours anymore. You go to parties you don't enjoy, say yes to jobs you hate, answer texts you don't care about, watch shows you don't even like, and say things like, I'm too busy to work on myself. No, you're not busy, you're just misaligned. Here's the key lesson. Every day you are designing your future, not by what you dream of doing, but by what you actually choose to do. Want a healthy body? That's a daily choice. Want peace of mind? Daily boundaries. Want to speak English fluently? daily listening and practice. Life is not shaped by the big things. It's shaped by the small, repeated ones. Here's how to take back control of your priorities. Starting today. Step 1. The 3. List exercise. Get a paper and write 3 columns. A. Things I say are important. Examples: family, health, growth, English. B. Things I actually spend time on. Track your day. Be honest. C. What needs to change? What needs more time? What should be cut? This will open your eyes. Most people say their family is number 1, but spend more time with strangers on the internet than with their children. Most people say health is important, but eat garbage daily. Most people say they want to grow, but scroll through memes instead of books. Don't lie to yourself. Real life begins when you get honest with yourself. Step 2. Daily life design questions. Every morning, ask yourself, what are my top 3 priorities today? If this was my last day, how would I spend it? What doesn't deserve my time anymore? Asking these 3 simple questions can stop you from wasting months, even years. Step 3. Make time for what makes you stronger. Here's a rule. If it builds your future, make time for it. If it drains your soul, remove it. If it feels urgent but not important, pause. If it aligns with your future self, do it now. That's how you build a life that is wise, focused, and free. One day, you will have no time left. And on that day, you'll wish you had used it better. You won't wish for more scrolling, more gossip, more tasks. You'll wish you had loved more, built more, laughed more, learned more, lived more. So don't let busy steal your life. Let priorities shape it. Strategy 4. Relationship dynamics. Let's begin with a question. If your time is your life, then who you spend it with decides who you become. But most people never ask. Are the people around me helping me live better? Or just keeping me busy? They stay in fake friendships, draining relationships, and toxic company. Not because they want to, but because they're scared to be alone. Here's the truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you sit with gossipers, you'll speak garbage. If you sit with doubters, you'll kill your own dreams. If you sit with victims, you'll forget your own power. But if you sit with thinkers, dreamers, doers, you'll rise without even realizing it. That's why protecting your relationship space is not just emotional. It's spiritual and strategic. Imagine your mind is a beautiful garden. You're growing peace, confidence, kindness, ambition. Now imagine someone comes in every day and steps on your plants, throws trash on your flowers, laughs at your progress, tells you your garden will never grow. Would you let them stay? But in real life, you allow people to walk into your heart and do the same. You give your time to people who judge you, use you, drain you, and then say you don't feel happy. Happiness is not just internal. It's relational. Your environment affects your energy. Many people are in relationships that cost them their future. They date someone who doesn't respect their growth, so they shrink themselves. They keep friends who laugh at their dreams, so they stop dreaming. They fear disappointing others, so they disappoint themselves daily. This is not loyalty. This is self-abandonment. Now here's the transformation. If you want to spend your life wisely, spend it with people who speak truth to you, want the best for you, celebrate your wins, not compete with them, remind you of who you are when you forget. Because in the end, your life won't be remembered by how many followers you had, but by how many real connections you made. What can you do? Audit your circle. Ask, who lifts me up? Who drains me? Who respects my time, energy, and space? Be honest. Silence is better than noisy disrespect. Communicate or cut. If someone is hurting you, speak up once. If nothing changes, don't beg. You don't owe anyone your peace. Build new circles. Find people who are on the same path. Even if it starts online, even if it feels awkward, you deserve to be around energy that grows you, not dims you. Your time is life. And if someone doesn't respect your time, they don't deserve a place in your life. So don't waste your life with people who don't see you. Don't water dead plants. Love should feel like home, not like war. Friendship should feel like safety, not tension. Family should feel like support, not a burden. Protect your space. Because it's not just your heart. It's your whole future. Strategy 4. Health and vitality. Let me ask you something deep. What's the point of building a great career? Falling in love? Achieving success? If your body is too tired, too sick, or too broken to enjoy it? Most people are walking through life exhausted, but they never stop to ask, why am I always tired? You take care of your phone battery more than your own. You charge your phone 3 times a day. But you skip water, you eat junk, you sleep at 3 a.m., and then wonder why you feel lost, angry, sad, lazy. Your body is not a machine, it's a home, and your mind lives inside it. When you ignore your health, you are slowly destroying your ability to live well. Imagine your body is a car. You get one car for your entire life. No replacement, no second model. Now imagine you. Never change the oil. Fill it with the cheapest fuel. Drive it for 20 hours every day. Ignore the warning lights. Keep saying, I'll fix it later. How long do you think it will last? Now understand. That's what people are doing to their own body. What most people get wrong, they think, I'll start taking care of my health after this project. I'll sleep properly when I'm successful. I'll fix my body later. But here's the truth. Later becomes never. And by the time you pay attention, you've already paid the price. The power of vitality. Energy is your real wealth. Without it, even the best moments in life feel heavy. When your body is strong, you think clearly, you speak with confidence, you walk into rooms with presence, you attract better people, you feel excited to live. Taking care of your body is not about six-packs or Instagram. It's about respecting the engine that drives your dreams. How to start? Even if you're a beginner, start with sleep. Sleep is not laziness. It's how your brain repairs itself. 8 hours of sleep will do more for your mind than 8 hours of Netflix ever will. Fix one meal a day. You don't need a full diet. Just make one meal healthy. Replace junk with something that makes you feel alive, not sleepy. Move daily. Walk, stretch, dance, clean. Movement is not just for fitness, it's for freedom. Protect your mental energy. Unfollow things that disturb you. Delete what destroys your mood. Choose silence over constant noise. Your mental space is health too. The body you are ignoring today will be the reason you can't enjoy your life tomorrow. Don't wait for a doctor to scare you. Don't wait for pain to humble you. Respect your body before it begs for your attention. Because you don't just live in your body, you live through it. And when you feel healthy, you feel unstoppable. Strategy 5. Career and purpose. Let's begin with a silent question. What do you wake up for? Is it just a paycheck? Is it pressure from your family? Is it survival? Or is it purpose? Because here's the truth. Most people don't hate work. They hate working on things that don't matter to them. They wake up tired not because of the hours, but because of the lack of meaning. Let me be honest with you. You were not born just to pay bills, answer emails, obey orders, sit in traffic, and die. That's not a life. That's a slow funeral. You were born with ideas, gifts, talents, and dreams that no one else has. And if you bury them under a job that kills your soul every day, you are not working. You are disappearing. Imagine a man named David. He's 45 years old. He has a good job, a house, 2 kids, and a nice car. But every morning he sits in his car outside his office for 10 minutes because he feels sick walking into that building. He's not abused, he's not poor, but he is unfulfilled. He once dreamed of being a writer. He once loved music. He once wanted to start a business. But he never tried. He always said, "Not now. Maybe later, when the time is right." Now he's 45, and those dreams are rotting inside him like ghosts. This is not fiction. This is what millions of people are doing right now. The truth is, money matters, but it's not enough. A rich person without purpose still feels empty. But a person with passion, even if they start small, feels alive. You don't need to quit your job today. You don't need to be reckless. But you do need to ask, am I building something that matters to me? Or just surviving for others? Because every day you spend building someone else's dream is a day lost from building your own. Practical steps. 1. Start a side project. You don't need to leave your job today, but you can start spending 30 minutes a day on something that makes you feel alive. Write, record, learn, create. Building your job feeds your stomach, but your side project might one day feed your freedom. 2. Redefine success. Forget the world's definition. Ask yourself, what kind of life would make me proud if I died tomorrow? That's your real success goal. 3. Use your evenings with purpose. Most people waste evenings on scrolling, but evenings are your secret weapon. 1 hour per night equals 365 hours a year. That's enough time to change everything. Don't let the world convince you that your only value is productivity. You are more than a machine. You are a creator, a soul, a thinker, a builder. Don't just work for survival. Work for your legacy. You don't have to change your whole life today. But you must stop ignoring the voice inside you that says, there's something more. That voice is right. There is. Strategy 6. Emotional intelligence. Master your emotions, or your emotions will master your life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever ruined your own day just because of one thought, one comment, or one memory? Of course you have. We all have. That's because most people never learn the one skill that could change their life. Emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? It's not about being calm all the time. It's not about pretending to be strong. It's about learning how to feel your emotions without drowning in them, how to respond instead of react, how to stay in control, even when the world isn't. Because here's the truth. Emotions are powerful, and if you don't know how to manage them, they will manage you. Imagine a man named Leo. He wakes up happy. It's a sunny day. He has plans to see a friend. He's smiling. Then he opens his phone and sees a message. You're such a joke, man. You think you're successful? You're not even close. He doesn't know who sent it, but he reads it 10 times. And suddenly, he cancels the meeting. He doesn't eat. He starts overthinking. He feels sad. He feels like giving up. Now here's the tragedy. It wasn't the message that ruined his day. It was the reaction. He gave one comment from a stranger, the power to destroy his entire energy. This is how most people live. They get angry too fast, offended too fast, sad too fast, and worst of all, they hold on to pain for too long. Emotional intelligence means you pause before reacting. You ask, is this worth my peace? You stop letting temporary emotions create permanent damage. You understand yourself before trying to control others. Because here's a secret. Nobody can control you emotionally unless you give them that permission. How to build emotional intelligence. Name your emotions. Don't just say, I'm bad. Say, I feel disappointed. Or, I feel ignored. Naming the emotion gives you power over it. Create a 10-second rule. When you feel angry or emotional, wait 10 seconds. Breathe. It may save a relationship, a decision, or a lifetime of regret. Use pain as a teacher. Don't just suffer. Ask, what is this emotion trying to teach me? Pain is a guide, not a punishment. Protect your inner peace. If something costs your peace daily, block it, mute it, leave it. Peace is not weakness. Peace is power. You will be hurt. You will be misunderstood. You will face loss, betrayal, fear, and pain. But how you respond to those moments will decide the quality of your life. You can't control the weather, but you can carry an umbrella. That's what emotional intelligence is. It's not ignoring your feelings. It's learning how to lead them. Strategy 7. Financial wisdom. Buy your freedom, not just stuff that impresses people you don't even like. Let's begin with this brutal truth. Most people are not broke because they don't earn enough. They're broke because they were never taught how to think about money. They chase money, but the moment they get it, they spend it to look rich instead of becoming free. They buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people who don't care. And then they wonder, why do I still feel poor? Money is not just about lifestyle. It's about freedom. Freedom to rest. Freedom to walk away from toxic people. Freedom to say no. Freedom to travel, help others, or build something meaningful. But instead, most people sell their freedom to buy temporary status. Let's imagine two people. Person A makes $5,000 a month. They rent a fancy apartment. They buy the latest phone. They eat out 5 times a week. They buy designer shoes. They live in a big city. They have zero savings. They are always stressed. Why? Because even though they look successful, they are one emergency away from collapse. They are not free. They are working for survival, behind a mask. Person B makes $3,000 a month. They live modestly. They cook most meals. They save 20% of every paycheck. They invest in skills. They live below their means. They are calm. They may not look rich, but they are building real freedom. Because real wealth is not just money. It's peace. Here's what you need to understand. Money is emotional. People spend to feel powerful, accepted, admired, or validated. But buying things doesn't solve emotional emptiness. That's why some people feel poor even when they're earning more than they ever imagined. Because they're leaking energy through lifestyle addiction. Create a freedom fund, not just savings. Don't save to buy something. Save to buy back your life. One day that money might allow you to walk away from a job you hate, or take 6 months to build your dream. Freedom fund equals peace of mind. Learn the 3 magic rules. Earn actively, job or service. Save consistently, even small amounts. Grow smartly. Invest in skills, knowledge, and compounding. Even if you earn little, if you save and grow wisely, you'll be ahead of people making 10 times more. Avoid status traps. Every time you feel the urge to buy something to look successful, ask, will this make me rich or just look rich? Then decide. Spend on what gives you life. Spend on books, not brands. Spend on health, not hype. Spend on skills, not shiny things. Spend on freedom, not followers. Don't let the world trick you. You don't need to look rich. You need to feel free. Stop chasing money like it's your master. Start managing it like it's your tool. Because at the end of your life, you won't care about the brand of your clothes. You'll care about whether you had time to truly live. And that is what financial wisdom gives you: time, peace, and power. Strategy 8. Learning and growth. If you're not growing, you're slowly dying, and most people don't even notice. Let me begin with this harsh reality. The human brain is not built to be happy doing nothing. It's built to expand, explore, question, create, grow. And yet, after school or college, most people stop learning. They stop reading. They stop asking questions. They stop being curious. They stop discovering new things. They settle into comfort. And comfort over time becomes a trap. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is like a muscle. If you stop using it, it shrinks. That's why people feel stuck. That's why life feels boring. That's why days blur into weeks and years pass without joy. Not because life is meaningless, but because you stopped growing inside it. Imagine a tree. You plant it in a pot. At first, it grows fast. It shoots up, new leaves, strong branches. But one day, it stops growing. Not because it's lazy, not because it's broken, but because the pot is too small. The roots have no space. The tree is ready for more, but the container is too limited. That's your life when you stop learning. You were made to grow, but if you don't expand your mind, you become trapped inside a small version of yourself. How to grow daily. Even with a baby life. Read 1 page a day. You don't need 2 hours. Even one powerful paragraph can change your life. Books are portable wisdom. Learn from life, not just school. Watch how people act. Study your own habits. Ask why, like a child again. Every moment is a lesson, if you pay attention. Have conversations that stretch you. Talk to people smarter than you, not to impress, but to absorb. Ask hard questions. Why do I believe what I believe? What do I need to unlearn? What skill will future me thank me for? Growth doesn't come from answers. It comes from asking the right questions. You don't grow old when your age increases. You grow old when your curiosity dies. Stay hungry for ideas. Stay thirsty for understanding. Stay foolish enough to try something new. Because the day you stop learning is the day you start disappearing. So if you want a life that feels fresh, meaningful, and wise, keep growing, not for school, not for applause, but for your soul. Strategy 9. Life design. You were not meant to find a life. You were meant to build one. Let's begin with a question that breaks people inside. Are you living the life you chose, or just the one that happened to you? Because most people don't live. They react. They do what others do. They follow what society expects. They take whatever life gives them. And then one day, they wake up and realize they are living a life that feels like it belongs to someone else. Here's the painful truth. If you don't design your life, someone else will design it for you. And you may not like their plan. It will include working 9 to 5 for 40 years, living paycheck to paycheck, pleasing others constantly, forgetting your passions, sacrificing your health, dying with dreams still inside you. That's the default setting. That's what happens when you don't take control. Imagine waking up in a house that you didn't choose. You didn't pick the color. You didn't choose the furniture. The food in the fridge isn't what you like. The clothes in the closet don't fit you. The walls are filled with pictures of people you don't know. And every day, someone tells you what to do. Now here's the painful part. That's exactly how most people live. A life built by others, with no trace of themselves inside it. It's when you stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "What kind of life do I want to live?" It's when you stop following and start creating. And no, you don't need money, permission, or perfect conditions to begin. You just need clarity and commitment. How to design your life. Write your ideal day. Forget goals for now. Just ask, if I could design one perfect day, what would it look like? What time do I wake up? What do I do after opening my eyes? What kind of work do I do? Who do I talk to? What do I eat? How do I feel? How do I end the day? This exercise shows you what kind of life you actually want, not what society programmed into you. Create life. Buckets. Break life into 5 sections: health, relationships, work purpose, money freedom, growth mindset. Then ask yourself, if this was a video game, how full is each bucket right now? Score them from 1 to 10. This gives you a map of where you are and what needs love. Start designing your weeks like a builder. Most people treat time like sand. It slips through their hands. Life designers treat time like bricks. They build with it. Start planning your weeks like an artist. Time for health. Time for learning. Time for relationships. Time for quiet. Time for building your dream. If you don't plan it, the world will steal it. Remove what doesn't fit your design. If you had a dream home, would you allow random furniture to be dumped into it? No. So why do you allow toxic people, useless habits, and unwanted pressure into your life design? Start saying no. Start clearing space. Start respecting your inner architect. Your life is not a house you walked into. It's a canvas that's still blank, and your actions are the paint. Stop waiting for someone to draw it for you. Pick up the brush and start building a life that looks like your soul, not your fear. You have one life. Make sure it's the one you were meant to live. Strategy 10. Personal energy. Let's end this masterpiece with the most ignored truth of all. Your energy is your most important currency, not your time, not your money, not your talent. Because when your energy is low, you can't think clearly, you can't love deeply, you can't build powerfully, you can't live fully. And the world is full of things trying to drain you. Notifications, negativity, people who always complain, overthinking, bad food, toxic comparison, self-doubt. And if you don't protect your energy, you will spend your whole life feeling tired without knowing why. Imagine waking up with a phone at 100% battery. But throughout the day, you open 20 apps. You leave all of them running. You turn up the brightness. You don't close anything. You keep scrolling. You play music all day. You don't recharge. By 3 p.m., your battery dies. Now realize, that's you. How to protect and grow your personal energy. Use the energy filter. Question. Before doing anything, ask, will this feed me or drain me? Is this person helping me grow or just complaining? Is this task aligned with my goals or just keeping me busy? Is this food giving me energy or making me crash? Is this thought empowering or exhausting? Learn to say no to energy leaks. Protect your battery. Create an energy ritual every morning. Instead of starting your day in chaos, begin with peace. Breathe for 2 minutes. Stretch your body. Drink water. Speak one powerful sentence like, "Today, I choose focus. I choose strength. I choose peace." This isn't soft. This is mental armor. Clean your mental desk. You know what burns energy silently? Open loops, unfinished tasks, unsent messages, decisions you keep delaying, guilt you never release. All of these things sit in your brain like running apps. Every day, take 5 minutes and ask, what do I need to finish or forgive today? Close the tabs. Feel the peace return. Protect your space like a temple. Your room, your mind, your calendar. Don't allow garbage in them. Stop keeping people in your life just because you've known them a long time. If they drain you, they don't belong in your future. Silence is powerful. Nature is healing. Boundaries are sacred. You don't need to be a superhero. You just need to stop bleeding energy. You can have a good heart, but if you don't protect your energy, the world will keep taking from you until there's nothing left. So starting today, say no without guilt, rest without shame, build without apology, breathe without hurry, love without losing yourself. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember everything you did, but you'll remember how you felt. So build a life that feels light, strong, and true. Protect your energy, because that is where your entire life begins. Let's take a moment. Take a deep breath, and let everything you've just heard sink into your soul. Because these weren't just tips, they were reminders. Reminders that your time is not infinite, that your peace is worth protecting, that your dreams still matter, that your body, your heart, your energy are not tools. They are sacred. And if no one told you lately, you are allowed to start over. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to protect your space. You are allowed to live a life that feels right to you. Not perfect, but true. And maybe you won't change everything overnight. Maybe you'll forget some of this tomorrow. That's okay. But if even one sentence from this video stayed with you, if even one idea gave you courage, then this time we shared was not wasted. Because that's what life really is. A collection of moments where your soul remembers who you truly are. And this moment, right now, could be the beginning of the rest of your life. So spend it wisely. If this video touched you, I'm deeply thankful that you were here. I made this with honesty, with care, with my heart, and I hope you felt that in every word. If you did, please consider subscribing. Because this channel isn't about trends. It's about truth. It's about helping you live better, feel deeper, and speak stronger. And if you're learning English, I hope you now see that your journey to fluency isn't just about grammar. It's about life, emotion, wisdom, and expression. You're not just learning English. You're learning how to live fully and speak fearlessly. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for being part of this moment. God bless you. And go live the life that belongs to you before it's too late.